I think you wake up shortly after Piper comes to see you. And I think you see like the tail end of Piper leaving. Like you see her, like you literally like kind of wake up and your body is just sore all over.
Piper?
It's too late. She's already walked away. And like you go and your voice is a little hoarse so it doesn't like fully ring out.
I think she's just going to try to she's going to try to do the bad thing and try to stand up and like kind of just assess the situation. Of just vibes, what's going on with her powers, what's the state she's in general.
So like you get up and you kind of reach in for that wellspring that you're used to feeling, that bubbling, like almost bubbling over in your chest a lot of the time, and you don't feel it. And it's weird because you've always felt it.
I'm gonna try to like summon a psychic shield.
Nothing.
Okay. Alright. Cool.
And I shouldn't say you don't feel anything. You feel the memory of something. You feel how it's supposed to feel, but off.
I think at this moment in time, she is so uncertain because she's thinking. Because I think her train of thought is, did I trade my powers for a better future? And if so, that's a better deal than what? Yeah. Like, that's a fair deal. So she's like, so if I do use
no roll on whether to on how to figure that out. It's such a weird question.
So yeah, I think right now she's just taking one step forward at a time.
I think you see your sister sitting at the table, head in her hands, and whenever you like go to like unlock the door with the key that you have, she looks over and you know that with your powers gone, that memory manipulation is also gone. And she runs over and just wraps you in the tightest hug. It's like, you're okay.
I'm so sorry. It's okay.
It's fine. What's important? And she like kind of leans back and like brushes the hair out of your face. What's important is that you're okay. You are okay. Yeah, right? And it's just like checking all, like doing that older sibling thing of checking all over, of being basically a parent in a moment of crisis, of like, I need to make sure you're okay so mom doesn't kill me.
She's just like, okay, yeah, I'm okay. I went to the hospital. I'm okay.
You fought a superhero. I don't think that counts. You fought two of them. I don't think that counts as okay.
Look, your sister's just really cool and really powerful, and it's just...
When did those show up?
2 years ago, was it?
Of course, right whenever I move out, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's something about having my own room that really brought my powers to light.
Sure, that's what did it. And like, I think she laughs, and that laughing turns into crying.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have to tell me everything, all right? If you're gonna... How do you hide it at school?
Oh, practice.
She looks at you and goes, don't say it. Please don't. Let me live in peace.
Yeah.
And like a tear silently leaks from her eyes. Denial is the way. Denial is a river. Denial is me. Okay.
If my powers ever come back, I can, if you want, I can totally make that all go away.
She sits there silent for a moment.
With your permission.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Strongly considering. And as you're having this moment, you start to hear a beep. A very familiar sound. this similar sound to one of the traps arming from your hideout.
Okay, so is there a window?
Yes.
All right, out the window.
You throw it out the window.
I don't care if the window breaks. It's going up.
You see as bubbles start to envelop this jacket, and it starts to like float high into the air out of you.
Huh.
And you're thinking, how did I get that on me? And then you think back. The alert that you got whenever you last left the hideout, it was the person that you had just shown the code to so they could get back home. She waited a second for you to leave and then went right back in. Piper, you don't know the sound of them arming. I need you to roll to take a powerful blow.
Yeah,
as you feel, as like you hear a beep go off and you kind of look around and you're like, is that one of my pieces of tech? Wait. And then like electricity fills your body and you go seizing in front of Kiana.
I think like the initial kind of like shock happens and she sees it up and she manages to like grab it and like rip it off her elbow and like toss it on the ground.
Kiana kind of looks up, what was that? Huh?
I don't know, but I think I have an idea. Yeah.
You know that's a piece of tech from Astra's hideout.
Oh, I think Piper's eyes go wide and she just goes, maybe, I'll explain this to you later and it will be a really funny and cute story. But right now, my friends are in trouble. I have to go, and in case I don't come back, and I'm gonna kiss her.
I think you do that, and she stands there shocked. We'll talk about this later. Go.
And I would run into my room, grab my hero stuff, do the secret entrance, and I would quickly go to the gadget lab and grab 4 gadgets that I have been working on.
Mm-hmm. Where do you go?
And I would,
after that?
I'm going to Camilla's room.
And you all feel this as the island begins to shake and rumble. Naomi, on top of that, you get a piercing headache as you feel something wrong. You feel something that is the total antithesis to you.
Yeah.
Something that you've felt once before in New York. Everyone is able to see climbing from the water a massive monster, an amalgamation of different sea creatures and animals, and its skin seems to almost have a swirling blackness to it, like moving. And you can see its form kind of shifting and struggling to stay together, similar to how Naomi is without her chip. And you look, and you know it's not him, Naomi, but it's part of him.
Oh, fuck.
Some small part of his abilities have gotten into this kaiju, and you see it coming up on the residential district, and it begins to slam against the force field.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Boom.
Fuck.
And it's hard to see, but you swear you can see a crack form in the shield.
Oh my god. I'm gonna scream. What the fuck? Oh my god.
This thing is large enough that everyone can see this. A monster to keep Naomi busy, and to where she can also say hi to an old, or at least the abilities of an old friend of hers. It's very difficult to get that fragment And for, well, the other two, well, I wonder how resilient they are to some of Astra's traps.
They're capable. And Peasum's gonna go back to swinging.
You go to swing one last time, like you go to swing, and she looks at you, and you almost see a mirage of her eye, and you are stricken with a paralyzing fear. I need you to mark the afraid condition. As someone with the abilities over emotions in a masks game, well, it's probably a lot more dangerous than anyone else. And you are stricken with unbelievable fear, and you swear you can almost see elements of the things that you're afraid of in the corner of your eye. And she looks at you. They might be capable enough, but are you? You said it yourself. You weren't able to do anything in the last fight, right? That's what you get for playing by their rules. And she'll go to swing at you. Our world isn't made for their rules. Their rules keep us on the bottom, and if you're just gonna roll over and accept what they say, then fine. I'll have to clean up a loose end then. What do you do?
I really want to use my moment of truth, but I'm still not sure how I'm going to use it.
You can, bestie. Your moment of truth reads, you can either show everyone the hero that you're supposed to be, or you can end things for good. And if you don't want to use it right now, you can tell me another way you use your abilities. Do you teleport away? Do you try to maybe make illusions around you to confuse her? Do you try to get to the others first?
I don't think she would go to the others because she has this thought of if I finish this now, then they won't have to deal with that. Even though it's probably not how it works. That's she's like, if I do, if I kick her ass now, then nothing more can happen.
Piper, you're running, and you're running, and you're, I gotta get there. I have to get there. You're confronted, and you know it's not the real thing, but you're confronted with the image of Professor Wenzak. And you know it's not the real thing because it's almost flickering in and out with that purplish light that you know is Peasum's abilities. But so you go to run right past it to just ignore it.
Yeah.
But it's solid enough that it stops you.
Can I click my boots together and try to take a running leap over it?
You go to leap, and for a split second, you think, you go, and then you stop in midair, and you get, for a split second, you're terrified that, did they just short circuit like before?
Oh my god.
But you look back, and it's just Professor Wenzak's hand around your leg that stopped you. It wasn't a failing of the boots. And he slams you into the ground. I need you to mark a condition. Trying to run from your future? You and I are just alike.
You're not real, and you're... because I beat you.
You're right, I'm not physically real. And he smiles, and the form shifts into your own. But I'm real in your head.
No.
We're just alike.
I looked up to you because you were who I wanted to be. But I guess that's why they say never meet your heroes.
The figure shift again into the woman that was afraid of you.
She takes a step back.
Do you really think you can help them? Or do you think you'll just make things worse? Like you did with Hemlock.
I never meant to hurt anybody or scare anybody.
It doesn't matter what you meant to do, and you see it starts to split into more and more that encircle around you the same woman that was afraid of you. It only matters what you did, as they say, speaking in unison.
No. And I think she kind of like grabs her head and like crouches down and is just in the middle of all these people, just like, no.
And then you also see the massive, almost swirling monster that's almost deconstructing itself but putting itself back together, banging on you're probably the closest to it as it bangs on the Sunset District.
I don't have my things. They're still at my dorm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have my powers right now either.
But you can see people in the streets starting to panic. You can see them starting to run, and it's not a stampede yet. It's not a mob just yet. And you can see almost the cracks forming in the Sunset force field. It's not a panic yet, but it's close.
All right. Astra's got to improvise. So she's going to tell Sophie and Jonathan, she's going to say, find cover, get out of here if you can. And she's going to run to the room that she stays at with them that has some of her just extra belongings.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to pull out her box of just random crap that she's kept from past shows. And she's gonna grab a Phantom of the Opera mask.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna throw that baby on. She's gonna put on another jacket. It's not as cool as the last one.
I think your sister looks at you putting masks on, and she doesn't laugh at you or make fun of you. There is terror in her eyes, and she goes to grab your hand. Please don't.
I have to. I just have to make sure my
get to the shuttles.
Okay.
We can get out of.
You know I can't do that.
Tears leak from her eyes, and she'll pull you into a hug and let you go.
And she's going to run out and start running towards that as I'm going to switch playbooks. She's donning the mask and is going to be changing up her identity, so she will be the Janice.
Yeah.
So this is her first time donning the mask.
I think you feel inside yourself starting to settle. And you know you've just made a choice that's probably changed your entire life. You see something you know you have to handle.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay. Do I even... Is that... Looking at this and knowing what I know... So I know that this isn't him, but it's part of him. The sense in your head would be 10 times as powerful. It is a fragment of his abilities. It's part of him, though. Fuck, that's scary. Yeah.
You're just getting flashbacks of talking and laughing. And then sobbing and fighting and an explosion above New York City.
Yep. Oh boy. And if that wasn't enough, I'm gonna have to go like a whole. If my power on its own wasn't enough, I'm gonna have to go the extra mile for this.
Because you are alone in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're not alone. As you're not alone, but you don't know that. You don't know that Astra is there helping.
Yeah.
You don't know that PSIM is keeping the main threat busy. You don't know that Piper has gear and gadgets ready for all of you.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'm gonna kind of, as I'm guessing I'm still in this Uber as this is happening.
You are. And like you see he's like kind of slammed on his brakes and is like doing that thing in movies where they get out of the car, like where the whole highway has kind of gotten out of their car and is like backing away, and he bolts. Yeah.
I get out of the car. I just look at what's happening. And just immediately, like, mask goes on, and I'm just thinking about. I was like, oh, okay, there's only one way I can beat this, and it's got to be me. I kind of place my hand on that kind of first solar panel and just start draining all reserves. I'm in the grid. I can feel everything, and I just center all of it on me. Thinking about it, I think back to the last time I tried to do this and how it almost destroyed me, and this would be about 10 times as much. But that's what's going to be required.
You can feel the power kind of creeping up at you. Your skin is starting to glow almost with excess amount of energy in your body.
Yeah, she kind of feels the chip itself heating up and reaching like its limit, but it keeps going. And the chip stays in place as the gadget I was given allows me to go further, and just it keeps building and building and building. And I just quietly to myself just go, oh, Lightbright. For want of a better term, the supernova, the nova goes supernova. As everyone all over the island, the whole of the island is just plunged into darkness for a moment, as all the power just seems to disappear as everything kind of fizzles out. But then kind of in the distance, even though it's just past sunset, night becomes day. As Neon just literally just goes God mode, quite literally. Is still a humanoid form, but it's just entirely golden light. And just kind of floats up into the air and will just book it full speed, full power, literally at the speed of light. You ever see that moment from The Last Jedi? Where it goes through the hits light speed and goes through the ship? That happens. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do with my moment of truth. Just light speed straight through this thing.
You go so fast that you don't break the sunset force field. You go so fast that you phase through it and go through the chest of this massive creature, and it kind of, and you come out the other side holding a small little particle, and it, in your hands, light encrusted hands, it begins to dissolve, and it falls forward onto the force field. A ominous as the force field itself creaks for a second, shudders, and it slides off. Down. What is Naomi feeling as this power courses through them?
It is just like adrenaline times 1,000. Like, it is just like they are at peak. They have never been so strong, so powerful, so godlike in this moment. Just
you can do
so much power literally coursing through them.
You can do anything, and I think a part of you looks back to Brimsdale of like, I have to get back, because whatever this is, it's something's going wrong. My friends, I can do this. I can solve any... And you fall. And you fall.
Okay.
You fall and you hear kind of a crack. But it's not your chip. It's not your chip. But you know it would have been your chip. And you hear the flakes of whatever Piper put over your chip disappear. As it over-channeled into it. But you know without that, that would have been your chip. It would have been gone. It would have been need to be completely rebuilt, and who knows if you would have had enough time to exist.
Yeah, it probably would have destroyed me entirely, Just scattered my essence, just totally. Yeah.
And you begin to fall towards the water.
Oh shit. Okay.
Kind of black edging at your eyes. And before you're able to hit, you hear and you see familiar metal arms kind of reach out and grab you.
Holy shit.
The consciousness start to fade. You've used your power so much today. You're running on empty. And you look up and you see your mentor, Dr. Quintet. Hey, rest. It's okay. Let us handle everything else.
No, I can help. I can still help.
He kind of...
Let me go.
Stop. No. If you can't overpower me, then you can't overpower anyone.
I could certainly try. Have I got is there anything left in the tank, like, at all? Or did I use literally everything to do that?
You used everything to do that.
Okay.
It's like, let us handle it. There's a couple smaller ones, but we can handle it.
I could really go for some grape juice right now. Just passes out.
Yeah, having Camilla enhance afraid, and she's already insecure, and having all those like little memories popping up in her mind, and all those things like scaring her, and she's gonna lash out. I think Camilla might say something that'll like egg her on.
Yeah. I think it's very
but
much
I think
like
Peace goes too far.
I think it's very much, what are you? A coward? Gonna roll over for the hero, and smack across the face. Gonna roll over for our precious saviors. Are you? Smack. Can't even face me. Because you know I'm right. And what happens as you go too far?
I think she kills her.
How do you kill her? Is it just through punches? Do you perhaps teleport and maybe your hands around her heart?
Oh, I just thought of that, yeah. Probably. And
I
then
think you use your abilities in a way you haven't before, and you teleport forward, going to punch her, just to knock her unconscious, just to end this so you can save your friends, so you don't have to be afraid anymore, so nothing bad has to happen. And suddenly your hands warm and you can feel the blood pulling down Camilla's chest. And you realize what you've done. Is this Violet Vex's? No. Is this P. Sims' first life to take? And you take your first life. She is holding your arm. And you can see tears welling up in her eyes. And she just looks up at you. I just wanted to help them. To help people like us. Congratulations. You are a hero. And I think the light leaves her eyes. Piper, those illusions suddenly disappear all at once. Suddenly gone.
She's so far into a panic attack, she doesn't even know that they're not there anymore. And she is just crouched on the ground, like just like this.
Could you make another condition
Hyperventilating.
for me?
Yeah.
What does peace do?
When she realizes, no, and she just kind of like crouches. She's like on the floor in the corner, so far from where Camilla's body is, and she's rocking back and forth, crying. She's just in a constant like, no.
Naomi, you're brought back to the lab to where you wake up after about an hour or so. Dr. Quintet makes sure to take care of you, like probably puts you on kind of a charger because your body requires more electrical signals than others. You're good enough to get back to Brimsdale. For Astra, it takes some time to get all the civilians safe before they're able to ask who you are, who this new figure is. You're able to sneak away, get under the radar. They have more things to worry about than a new hero on the scene right now. Do you also go back to Brimsdale?
Absolutely, because to her, in her mind, there is still Camilla to deal with and people to check on.
I think the two of you get back to Brimsdale at about the same time. It takes some time. Have P. Sim and Piper moved from their spots at all? So yeah, I think you would both come across Piper first on the ground.
I'm so glad you made it.
I had some
For
soup.
the big reveal, the soup. Because fun fact, at the very tips of your elbow, it's a lot harder to feel because the nerve endings aren't there. And the nerve endings aren't there as much. And it's very easy to miss things getting touched on your elbow.
She's doing those pre-rehearsal stretches where you're just like... I'm sorry, I had to sneak one more in.
It literally took 5 minutes. It took 5 minutes.
I love it so much.
Roll the shoulders.
Ma.
Yeah, she's doing vocal warm-ups in the middle of a hospital, as one does. No. I'm not good at this, but... Hey!
It's a callback to episode 1. Go back to episode...